Hi, everybody. It's Julie Huck with the Agent of Change platform and the Ed Huck team with Keller Williams. And today I am really excited to share with you a little sneak peek from my upcoming workshop called Living Your Best Life in 2024, a holistic approach to business/real estate planning. So one of the things I talk about during this workshop, it's just a small portion of it, is your tens, 25s, and 50s, and using your 10s, 25s, and 50s to create your vision board for 2024. So before I get into explaining to you what your 10s, 25s, and 50s are, I want to talk to you a little bit about a vision board. A vision board is something that I have created and used for, I'd say, probably over 10 years. And it's been a really, really powerful tool for me in my life to really stop and think about what it is that I want for the next year, the emotions that I want to feel next year, the goals that I have, both, personally and with my family, the trips that I want to go on, the things that I want to achieve in my business, maybe some new hobbies I want to take on. And those are the things that I add to my vision board. And I put that vision board up next to my desk. I actually have mine up right now. I did mine a little bit earlier this year because I was so excited about 2024. And I put it up and I look at it every single day. And, I don't spend a whole lot of time on it, but it makes me feel happy. I get excited. I think about all the great things that we're going to do. And eventually I start checking off the boxes. And some of the things on the vision board are things that maybe won't happen in 2024. They might take a few years to achieve, like some really big trips I have on there. I'll share it with you in a little bit. So that is one of the most powerful tools that I've found in terms of, creating my life, being intentional about what I want in life. And if we don't take the time to do that, we're just on autopilot, and we sometimes don't achieve the goals or don't get the things that we want. It's been pretty powerful. I have a couple stories about how my vision board has come to life. There was a vision board I did, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. No, it's more than that. Gosh, I might have been doing this for 15 years. Anyways, it's hard to keep track of time when you're having so much fun. I had put on there, we were living in our old house, and our kitchen was awful. I mean, it was like, it was horrible. I can't even describe it. It just was like the same color countertops were the same color cabinets, and it had like a peel and stick floor. And it was just one of those things, though, that we didn't have the money to redo it. And it was just not happening anytime soon. So on my vision board, it was definitely something that I wanted to do. I wanted to redo our kitchen and have a beautiful, clean, nice kitchen with new floors and new cabinets. So what I do is I go on to Google and I start looking at different kitchens, and I find a picture of a kitchen, I copy and I paste it and I put it on my vision board. And really what it is just like, I want a new kitchen. It wasn't like I love that kitchen. I really wasn't sure what kind of kitchen I wanted. Fast forward a couple years, and I was going through my old vision boards, and I looked at it and I said, oh my gosh, this kitchen is literally the kitchen we have. Within that time frame, we had ended up selling, well, we kept our house as a rental, but buying a new house. And in our new house, the kitchen looked exactly like the picture that I had posted on my vision board a few years prior. And I kind of had forgotten about it. It just was a thing of, my vision a few years back. And I looked at that and it was just like, it just gives you chills that I didn't really even realize that was happening. I have a few other stories, like just stories of, you don't have to know where the money's coming from or how that's going to happen or what the plan is. It's just kind of like a vision board is just meant to sort of put the things out into the universe and see how they come back to you. And it's also to set your intentions and to to just come up with some clarity and focus around what you want and what you are excited about, in creating your best life. So let's get to the 10s, 25s, and 50s, because I like to start with this before I even start creating my vision board. So a 10 is like something that you enjoy doing, that is something that you could achieve every day if you so chose to do that. Anyways, it would be like, I love reading a book with a cup of coffee in the morning, or I love getting my favorite magazine and sitting outside reading it, or I love petting my dog, or playing board games with my kids. I mean, there are things that are like fairly attainable and not very expensive, but just things that bring you joy and happiness. Other examples, getting a Starbucks coffee, or playing tennis, or going for walks, or riding your Peloton to a fun ride. I don't know, my likes might be completely different than yours, but you kind of get the idea, or going for a hike in the park, or going for a long bike ride. So those kind of classify as your 10s. And your goal is to write down my 10s, and then just start listing things that, you can think about that would fit into that category. And then your 25s are things that are just a little bit bigger and maybe not as easy to do every day, or cost a little bit more money. And I think it's good to note that these things are, it just depends on the place of your life that you're in too, and what your finances are, or your time availability, because they might change over time. So maybe a 25 would be going and getting your nails done, or getting a manicure and a pedicure. For some people, that could be a 10, because you do it all the time and you can afford it. It's no big deal. For other people, that could be a 25, because you do need to plan it. You have to get a babysitter, or you have to save your money up. So, or getting your hair done, or hosting friends for a dinner party, or going to a nice dinner. Maybe I have a list here I'm reading off of, just some of the things I wrote down. Going on date nights. Maybe it's even like going on an overnight with your spouse, or taking a weekend away, or, something like a staycation where you just kind of take time off work. So things like that, maybe going to a sporting event. Those could be 25s. I think you're kind of following the pattern. A 50 would be something that's much bigger, much more expensive, and much less attainable in terms of like time involved. So for some people, going to a sporting event or a concert would fall into a 25. For some people, it would fall into a 50, because that's a big deal. That's a lot of money, takes a lot of time to save for. So it just kind of depends on, again, your time and your finances. So some of my 50s would be going on a vacation, taking your kids to Kalahari, which we just did. And yeah, I don't know. That is a whole nother experience. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but wow, that was fun. Not sure I want to go back, but definitely interesting. Or you could say going to a Browns game and getting amazing seats, or going to the Taylor Swift concert, or I want to go skiing this winter. So things like that. What else do I have? 50s can be a little bit even bigger. Like you might even want to say, those are my 50s, and my 75s are, I want to buy a boat. I want a new car. I want to go to Hawaii. It doesn't all have to be material possessions. However, I do want you to think about experiences you want to have, or places you want to visit, things that just would kind of get you excited, keep you curious, keep you spontaneous, like things like that. So think around that. It's not just about us obtaining material possessions, although it might be. You might really want a new car because you've been driving your Honda Civic since you were 18 years old and it's time to upgrade. So those are your 10s, 25s, and 50s. So then once you have that list of those different categories, what I like to do is I start plugging them into my vision board, because those are those are the things that I want to do. That's what I want to focus on. That's what I have intentions of doing. So I want to just quickly share my screen with you. Maybe, here we go. So this is my vision board that I created for 2024. And you can kind of see how I've just kind of done it for so long that I put a ton of stuff on here. I mean, I could probably put 3 times more stuff on here, but I have to limit myself a little bit. Up in the top corner, I have some fitness goals, just pictures that represent what it means to me. I want to play more tennis and get into pickleball because I just started and I think it's so much fun. I love spending time with my dog and eating healthy food. I put some quotes on here that kind of speak to my heart. Your heart knows the way, run in that direction. I really love this bathroom and I'd love to update our bathroom. And I have a big dream about going on this British Virgin Island chartered yacht vacation. It's very, very expensive. It's something that I've been dreaming about for a long time. So it stays on my vision board. And I'm excited to get to experience that vacation. I love adventure and going to, beach vacations and ski vacations. So I always put that stuff on there because that really gets me excited. It makes me want to, get up every morning so that we can have those experiences as a family, and sporting events and hanging out with my kids, and maybe someday getting a newer boat. I talk about our team goals and what those are, and just things. So you can kind of get the idea of all of the things that I like to incorporate. This is my vision board, and it's very, very simple. You just Google, you search for something on Google Images, you cut and paste it into a blank document. I like to use a long document. And then you kind of finagle it a little bit and save it. So I'm happy to show anybody how I do this. It's not very difficult, and hopefully you get the idea. So I'm going to go over that in our upcoming workshop on November 8th. Hopefully you can join me. It is from 9 to 2 o'clock, and it's going to be awesome. I will have the link on how to register, so hopefully you'll join us. Thanks so much, everybody. Have an awesome day and get to work planning for your future.